also kept them with insufficient power. You've learned to buy small quantities of milk and other perishables far more often, because there's no telling how long the refrigerator will stay cold. Besides, like the merchants, you have been forced into using smaller, more expensive units. The price of food has increased, along with the price of energy, as energy is needed every step of the way as food is grown, harvested, transported, kept fresh until purchase, and then prepared. The impacts of unreliable and otherwise insufficient energy are infinite, and to most Americans today, unimaginable. On this fictitious Monday morning without power, your life considered normal today would be a thing of the past, and nothing that could be recaptured easily. Without power, you can't use the microwave. Cooking in any form is more expensive, and of course it's a different task making your family's breakfast in the early morning dark. Just as the ideologues demanded, you've been coerced into a life more like that of so many others who suffer living under the ideal of state-imposed scarcity. Of course, just as there's little heat in winter, there's little air conditioning in summer. The power company is now able to withhold some of the energy you think you need, just as the president's energy and climate czar promised was the administration's goal. It apparently didn't occur to us to ask why a power company would want to do that. Power companies withhold power when they are forced to, either by law or physical storage, when there's not enough to go around, thanks to that agenda premised in spreading the wealth around. This is what happens. It's strange that companies like GE, whose old business model led to such classic advertising as, "This is the hand that turned on the light," helped lobby an agenda into place that, in the year 2015, will leave some reading by candlelight. It is difficult to even imagine life without reliable energy on hand. Life so unlike the world promoted in that ad by GE when it seemed to have principles, not just a business plan. But you had better start trying, because if Barack Obama has his way, this scenario will become daily life in America. The goal of Obama's green policies is to make the cost of producing today's energy from oil and coal and other politically disfavored sources so high that companies quit doing it and divert their resources into uneconomic and unreliable green technologies. Barack Obama tells us that his green policies will create jobs in America, good jobs, manufacturing jobs, the kind of jobs our politicians assure us they desire to create and keep. And to a certain extent, his policies have done so. However, we have Europe to thank for adopting Obama-style policies that create United States jobs, not our new president. After all, it is Europe's disastrous cap-and-trade and other green jobs schemes, so adored by Obama, that created, for example, 175 steel jobs at North American Stainless in Carroll County, Kentucky. For now. Those jobs were exported here in 2004 by North American's European parent company, Acerinox, after Chief Executive Officer Victoriano Munoz announced he could no longer justify long-term capital and energy-intensive investments while burdened with the new environmental regulations imposed in Europe. Because the United States has not adopted a cap-and-trade system, it was an attractive destination for these manufacturing jobs. Incredibly, though, the American political left favors adopting the same regulations in America that resulted in job loss in Europe, not despite their detrimental economic effects, which Europe is experiencing, but because of them. As Obama admitted in a moment of candor, under my plan of a cap-and-trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Regardless of what I say about whether coal is good or bad, because I'm capping greenhouse gases, coal power plants, natural gas, you name it, whatever the plants were, whatever the industry was, they would have to retrofit their operations. Obama also let on that the new regulations will cost money. Businesses will pass that money